morning, I'm Sarah Sapsanamma and these are the top stories so far. Police take statements from at least 6 accused in the case of smuggling 33 kilograms of gold and the murder of Sanam Sakya. Government's special reservation provision fails to meet the actual target. People with influence repeatedly reap benefits of the provision. Twitter recommends its 336 million users change their passwords. Company announced it discovered a bug that saved user password unprotected on an internet log. Atletico Madrid make way to the finals of Europa League, defeating Arsenal 2-1 on aggregate. Wenger's hopes of wrapping his term on a positive note crushed. Police have taken statements from at least 6 suspects in the case of smuggling 33 kilograms of gold and the death of Sanam Sakya. The police yesterday started taking statements from former Deputy Inspector General DIG of Nepal Police and the incumbent Senior Superintendent of Police SSP after a case was filed at the District Court of Morang on Wednesday against the 63 accused. The police took statements from Tekraz Malla Thakuri, Madan Prasad Ghimire, Lakpa Sherpa, Narendra Karki, Rajkumar and Mohan Kafle on the first day yesterday. Meanwhile, the court administration has informed that the statement would be taken till the 10th of May and then the hearing would commence. The accused are charged with establishment and operation of a criminal group, gold smuggling and kidnapping. Out of 63 accused, 29 are in the custody as of now, while 34 are missing. The government side has confirmed that a transaction worth almost 4 million rupees was recorded by smuggling a total of 559 grams of gold since July 2015. Nepal's law has special provisions dedicated to uplift communities that do not have access to power in public services. The so-called quota system is supposed to facilitate competition within the marginalized communities and give them opportunities as well. However, people with influence and those who have already received opportunities have repeatedly reaped benefits of this special provision. A person who enters the administration from the reservation system as a non-gazetted officer can get promoted to higher positions, even up to the post of joint secretary, using the same reservation provision. Furthermore, the reservation system helps speed the promotion processes as well. Faster promotions facilitated by the reservation system has created dispute and division in the administration, as employees with equal caliber have been left behind. This has been due to the lack of law that prevents one from using the benefits of the reservation system time and again, and has also deprived opportunities to others from the beneficiary community. With the establishment of the republic system, the reservation system was introduced with an aim to bring the economically, socially and politically backward communities to the mainstream. Since then, each national unit has 45% reservation for specific marginalized communities. However, the aim with which the provision was introduced in the country's law has not been met. The Civil Service Act has a legal obligation to revise the provisions in the reservation system every 10 years. At this juncture, the Public Service Commission has suggested the government to ensure the right uses of the reservation system and eliminate its malpractices. At some point of the time, the Koirala family and Nepali Congress leader Sherbahadur Dewa shared a very bitter relationship. However, as time passed by, the situation took a sharp turn. In current pretext, General Secretary of Nepali Congress Sasanka Koirala, who is from the same Koirala family, is seen as a defensive shield of Congress President Sherbahadur Dewa. A nexus between Koirala and Dewa had been sensed in the 13th General Convention. It was proven after the results of the election, which saw Sasanka Koirala as the General Secretary and Sherbahadur Dewa as the party president, despite both of them being different fractions. Meanwhile, on other instances, it was witnessed that General Secretary Koirala stood in the favor of Party President Dewa while he had disputes with senior leader Ramchandra Paudel. This weakened the internal opposition of the party. Dewa faced widespread criticism regarding party leadership after the heavy defeat in the central and provincial elections, but Koirala stood by Party President Dewa from the Central Committee meeting to the parliamentary party elections as well. At the moment, disputes regarding the nomination of officials is on the rise within the Nepali Congress. Those who are against electing Dewa as party president are all on one side. Senior leader Ramchandra Paudel, leaders Krishna Prasad Sitola and Arjun Narsingh Kesi, among others, have hinted at being against the party president Sherbadu Dewa, while party general secretary Koirala has once again indicated to take Dewa's side. This has been taken as a personal interest of both the leaders as they rarely interact on public programs. Now, the Indian Air Force helicopters and high officials have expedited site inspections at Janakpur and Muktinath, among other places, where Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi is said to visit during his trip to Nepal without any official announcements from the Nepal government. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs also has turned a deaf ear to such an intrusive participation from the Indian side. It is the duty of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to disclose the details of the preparations, nature of the visit of the high-level officials and the meeting orders. However, there has been no such announcements from the ministry. While Indian publications have been publishing details of the visit, apart from Home Minister Rambahadur Thapa's recent unofficial announcement, no officials from the Foreign Ministry has made remarks about Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Nepal to the public. The major parties could not come to a consensus yet again regarding whether or not to suspend lawmakers who have been accused of foreclosures. The joint meeting of the National Assembly and House of Representatives held yesterday to finalize on the Parliament's working manual failed to reach any conclusion as parties could not come to a consensus. The major opposition party, Nepali Congress, has been adamant against the provision of suspending lawmakers accused of foreclosure. The ruling CPN-UML, however, still stands in favor of those lawmakers. CPN Maoist Centre has proposed to cutting out services and facilities provided to these parliamentarians instead of suspending them. Nepali Congress has also demanded to decrease the number of parliamentary committees. Now that the committee meeting could not end to a consensus, the chairman of the assembly is to hold discussions with senior leaders of the major political parties regarding the issue. And we'll take a short break here. For more news, stay with us. Welcome back. The residents of Kathmandu use drinking water from taps, tankers, wells, jars and mineral water bottles. However, regardless of the sources, after testing 925 samples of drinking water, the Nepal Academy of Science and Technology NAST has revealed that 80% of the drinking water is highly polluted. Our correspondents had reached the office of NAST yesterday to inquire of the quality of drinking water in the capital. Officials of the academy said 740 samples out of 925 taken for the test were found to have high pollution content detrimental to the health of the consumers. NAST discovered that water from main sources, wells, taps, tankers and mineral water were not drinkable, while water from wells and deep wells were found to have the most harmful chemical contents. Chemicals like ammonia and iron found in water from wells visibly affects the veins in children. Highly processed drinking water is also found to have harmful organisms. Furthermore, 50% of the drinking water transported from tankers were found to have the bacteria called E. coli found in human feces. Coliform causes diarrhea along with other health hazards as well. Likewise, researchers have also opined that long-term use of polluted drinking water has the potential to cause cancer as well. Based on the National Drinking Water Quality Parameter, drinking water cannot have any unit of coliform bacteria in it. However, studies have shown up to 300 coliform bacteria per 100 milliliter of drinking water. Chemical contents are also found above the acceptable limits. 80% of diseases are waterborne. However, despite its sensitivity, government's apathy regarding the issue has continued to pose risk to the public's health. Now, yesterday, we had asked the residents of Kathmandu, Chhapa, Surkhet and Mahendranagar what they thought about the quality-less drinking water found in the market. Let us now take a look at what they had to say.
Public voice. छ कि छैन पानी कतिको के छ त्यसमा चाहिँ अनुगमन चाहिँ गर्नुपर्छ र अनुगमन गर्ने निकायले पनि अब नियमित रूपमा चाहिँ अनुगमन गर्नु पर्यो।
व्यक्तिगत रूपमा उत्पादन गर्न पब्लिकलाई नदिएर सरकारले आफ्नै नियन्त्रणमा लिएर पब्लिकलाई शुद्ध पानी पिउने व्यवस्था चाहिँ दिलाउनु पर्छ।
जहाँ कहीँबाट पानी निकाल्ने त्यसलाई पनि रोकेर व्यवस्थित ठाउँबाट पानी निकाल्ने सरकारले त्यो एउटा पनि नियम बनाउनु पर्ने हुन्छ।
त्यो कारबाही होस् कि अब अर्कोचोटि त्यो गर्नलाई उनीहरूलाई एकचोटि सोच्नै पर्ने होस्।
सरकारबाट प्रभावकारी अनुगमन हुनु पर्यो, नीति नियम बनाउनु पर्यो, कार्यान्वयन गर्नु पर्यो।
तिनीहरूलाई कारबाही गर्नु पर्यो, लाइसेन्स खारिज गरिदिनु पर्यो।
कडाभन्दा कडा कारबाही गरिनुपर्छ किनकि मान्छेको नागरिकको कुनै पनि नागरिकको जीवनमा खिलवाड गर्ने अधिकार कसैलाई हुँदैन।
It's now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
And your question is, why has reservation system in the public service failed to benefit the intended communities despite 10 years since its implementation? Your options are A, lack of awareness in the communities, B, weak legal system, and C, dominance of influential people. But the voting for that question is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 8080 to share your opinion with us. It's now time for the international update. Twitter has recommended its 336 million users change their passwords. The company announced yesterday it discovered a bug that saved user passwords unprotected on an internal log. Twitter said it has since fixed the issue. Although the company said there is no evidence passwords have been leaked or misused, it is urging its users to update their passwords. The company protects user passwords via a process called hashing, which shows random characters in place of the actual passwords. But the detected bug stored the passwords in their original plain text form to an internal log. Twitter did not specify how many passwords were stored there. The company declined to comment on when the bug was discovered, how long it had been storing passwords in this manner, and how many passwords were affected. The company is prompting users to change their passwords via a pop-up window on the site that explains the nature of the bug and links to their settings page. Twitter also suggests widely recommended security tips like turning on two-factor authentication, choosing unique passwords for every service, and using a password manager app to store them all. Now, Bill Cosby and Roman Polanski have been expelled from the U.S. Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. The Academy, which runs the Oscars, said this was done in accordance with its standards of conduct. TV star Cosby was convicted of sexual assault last month. Oscar-winning director Polanski admitted statutory rape of a 13-year-old girl in 1977. Producer Harvey Weinstein was kicked out last year following numerous allegations of sexual assault. Less than a year after the downfall of the producer, the hashtag #MeToo movement is catching up with other men who abused their power. Neither Cosby nor Polanski have publicly reacted to the Academy's decision. Cosby's wife, Camille, described his conviction as a mob justice, not a real one. We'll take a short break here. Still to come. The Council of Ministers has approved the land acquisition process for the construction of Outer Ring Road that has been much talked about for a decade now. However, the compensation amount to be given to house owners alone is expected to exceed 80 billion rupees in total. There will be 75 houses at the Chobar Satungal section alone in the first phase that will need compensating. The 6.6 kilometer section in this area will have a road of 50 meters width and requires 200 meters of land on both sides. Based on the government's rates of 2,740 rupees per square foot, each house will have to be provided a compensation of 6 million rupees on average. Around 14,000 houses and infrastructures fall under the 72-kilometer long Outer Ring Road, but the number is expected to rise once the constructions start. Furthermore, it is doubtful if the government can afford compensating all the affected population, as the local representatives have been pressurizing the government to increase the land rates. The government also has allowed for a provision to revise the land rates every 2 years. Based on the plans made 10 years ago, around 900 acres of land is required for the construction of the Outer Ring Road. While the government has planned to provide land for land, the compensation for houses alone seems to put a lot of pressure on the project, affecting the overall progress. It's now time for the sports news. Atletico Madrid have reached the finals of Europa League, defeating Arsenal 1-0. Diego Costa struck the only goal of the match to crush Arsenal's hopes of winning one last trophy under departing coach Arsene Wenger, wrapping the win over Arsenal in the semi-final played earlier this morning. Atletico had previously reached the finals of Europa League in 2016, only to be defeated by Real Madrid. In Arsene Wenger's 250th match as manager for Arsenal, his team could not produce positive results. The first leg match played earlier at Arsenal's home ground had ended in a 1-1 draw. Diego Costa's one and only goal became the decisive goal for Atletico's 2-1 aggregate win. Atletico took the lead in second minute of injury time in the first half. Diego Costa utilized a pass from Antoine Griezmann to ensure Atletico's place in the finals of the Europa League. Despite a strong attacking display throughout the 90 minutes of the match, the Gunners failed to produce any goals. Arsene Wenger had been facing harsh criticisms following a poor performance in the English Premier League that had led him to decide leaving the team. Under his leadership, Arsenal has won 3 Premier League and 7 FA Cup titles while reaching the finals of Europa League twice in 21 seasons. Wenger's last match as the manager for Arsenal in the English Premier League will be against Huddersfield. Now, Kolkata Knight Riders have moved up to the 3rd spot in the Indian Premier League table after defeating Chennai Super Kings by 6 wickets. In the match played in Kolkata last night, Kolkata Knight Riders won the toss and asked Chennai Super Kings to bat first. Chennai posted a total of 177 runs in the stipulated 20 overs, losing 5 wickets. Chennai skipper Mahendra Singh Dhoni smashed 43 runs off 25 balls, which included 1 4 and 4 sixes. Shane Watson also contributed 36 runs of 25 balls, while Suresh Raina chipped in 31 runs of 26 balls. Piyush Chawla and Sunil Narine grabbed 2 wickets each for Kolkata, while Kuldeep Yadav also claimed a wicket. Chasing a target of 178 runs for victory, Kolkata achieved the target, scoring 180 runs in 17.4 overs with a loss of 4 wickets. Kolkata had a bad start as they lost the first wicket of Chris Lynn when only 12 runs were on the board. The second wicket of Robin Uthappa went down when the score was 40. But the 5th wicket partnership of an unbeaten 83 runs between Shubman Gill and Dinesh Karthik guided Kolkata to victory. Shubman Gill scored an unbeaten 57 runs of 36 balls, which included 6 fours and 2 sixes. Dinesh Karthik smashed an unbeaten 45 off just 18 balls, while Sunil Narine chipped in 32 valuable runs of 20 balls in Kolkata's victory. After last night's win, Kolkata Knight Riders have moved up to the 3rd position in the league table with 10 points after 5 wins and 4 losses. Meanwhile, Chennai Super Kings have dropped down to the 2nd spot with 12 points after 6 wins and 3 losses. Sunrisers Hyderabad find themselves at the top of the league table with 12 points after 6 wins and 2 losses. Tonight's Indian Premier League match features a clash between Kings 11 Punjab and Mumbai Indians. Now, before we wrap up, here's a look at the top stories one more time. Police take statements from at least 6 accused in the case of smuggling 33 kilograms of gold and the murder of Sanam Shakir. Government special reservation provision fails to meet the actual target. People with influence repeatedly reap benefits of the provision. Twitter recommends its 336 million users to change their passwords after discovering a bug that saves user passwords unprotected on an internal log. And Atletico Madrid make way to the finals of Europa League, defeating Arsenal 2-1 on aggregate. Wenger's hopes of wrapping his term on a positive note crushed. That's all for the moment. Our next English bulletin will be at 11 a.m. Keep watching Kantipur TV HD for more news and entertainment. Have a good day.